Spearfish, South Dakota. Warming up for the first men's semifinal is Walter Ray Williams. He is the taller of the two on the left-hand side in the striped shirt, and his brother is who he will face in this first semifinal, Nathan Clay Williams. Before we get into this match, Donnie, let's talk about how this tournament was structured.
Well, back on June the 1st of this year, all the registrations had to be in. And in this particular men's division, they were seeded into their classes based on their pitching performance in sanctioned tournaments previous to in the year. And these guys were in the top class semifinals and played last Sunday. There were 140 of them at the time. And those 140 people played their preliminary games, and the top 32 got into the championship class. And they've played 31 games over the past 4 or 5 days to earn their way into this position.
And now we're down to the final four. We will have 2 semifinals that will produce 2 winners who will move on to pitch for the national championship.
Yes, it'll be very similar to the ladder format that you see on the Pro Bowling Tour. The number 3 and number 4 position players are out here now, and the winner of this game will play the person in position number 2. And then the winner of that game will play the tournament leader for the World Championship.
Scoring on this, Donnie, how is that determined? We talked about ringers, and ringers can cancel each other out. But as you pitch to 40, how are the points accumulated?
Well, a ringer counts 3 points in a horseshoe game, and any other shoe with this within 6 inches of the peg counts 1 point. The only thing that's unusual about our pitching is that we use the cancellation system, and if you throw a ringer and I throw a ringer, they cancel each other out. If you have 2 ringers and I got 2 ringers, they cancel each other out and there's no score. The only way you can accumulate points is to throw more ringers than I do. If I throw 1 ringer and then you throw 2, your 1 ringer cancels mine, but your other ringer is still alive and counts 3 points. In a situation where I might only have 1 ringer and you might only have 1 ringer, then we can resort to the close shoes. If I've got one within 3 inches of the peg, you've got one within 4, well, I would get 1 point for that one that's 3 inches from the peg.
If I threw more ringers than you, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I'd be out there competing.
Well, you didn't look too bad out there on the court this morning. I thought it looked real good.
Donnie, as we get ready here to start this semifinal match, I think we cannot talk enough about the turnout here. We've had some great crowds to watch the preliminary competition, and a great crowd here today for the finals.
Yes, we have. We've had good crowds all week. Last week we had outstanding crowds, and it's evidence here today that we've got a big crowd for this match.
As we have brother against brother, Walter Ray Williams, probably one of the better-known pitchers in the country, Stockton, California, home for him, and his younger brother by 6 years, Nathan Clay from Tucson.
That's correct. It's always interesting when you have brothers competing in a competition at this level. It doesn't happen very often in our sport, but these 2 brothers are definitely in the finals. Might mention that in the preliminary games that they played earlier in the week, Nathan defeated Walter Ray. So I'm sure he's got that in his mind and would like to get even here this afternoon.
Walter Ray is off to a good start as he throws his first 2, and now here comes his brother Nathan.
Once again, you'll kind of want to take a look at Nathan's pitching style, because he does throw a reverse turn, and not everybody does that. It turns in a counterclockwise direction.
And what a start we've got to this match.
Certainly did. We got 4 ringers the first pitch, so I guess they came out to play this afternoon.
Would not be surprised to see this in terms of points being a lower scoring match. We could see a lot of cancellations. Take a look at Nathan's form on his first pitch here.
Yeah, see, he holds it on the side there, and the shoe flies through the air in a counterclockwise direction. Also, later on, we can discuss a little bit about his follow-through. He has one of the more noticeable follow-throughs that you'll see in this tournament. After he lets loose of the shoe, his momentum carries him way on out on the court. Not too many people do that. Nathan has 2 more ringers on the stake there. Walter Ray Williams Jr. was a junior world champion about 3 times when he was very, very young, and that's when he started pitching horseshoes. And he reached a level of ability that almost no one had ever seen with the horseshoes at that time. He pitched so well that they nicknamed him Deadeye at that time. And we do have horseshoes that people pitch that are called Deadeyes after his nickname of many, many years ago.
This is his 20th consecutive world championship.
Yes, it is. And back in the junior years when he played, he was averaging right at 90% ringers. Then he came into the men's division and performed just as well. He reached almost the 90% level in one of the men's tournaments. So he's a very, very fine pitcher.
We'll have more semifinal action here from Spearfish in just a moment.
Washington Appletown.
The tennis year's grand finale, the Nabisco Masters, and the season premiere of World Cup skiing. It's a season of change in November on ESPN.
Back in Spearfish, Ken Brew with Donnie Roberts as we pitch on towards a World's Championship. Walter Ray Williams pitching, and with what now is an insurmountable 25-point lead.
Yeah, Walter Ray is going to move on into the next game, and he'll be playing Jim Knisley, who is the defending world champion, and that should be an interesting match. Both top-notch pitchers and both pitching well.
Knisley had some success at this last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He became the world champion last year, and he's really a tough, top-notch pitcher. It should be a very exciting match between he and Walter Ray. Well, that makes the score 31-9 with only 2 shoes to go, so Walter Ray has successfully defeated his brother Nathan, kind of getting even for the loss suffered earlier in the preliminary rounds.
Yes, I would think that Nathan would have liked to have saved that for now, but it just, as they say, was not in the shoes.
That's exactly right. Nathan threw 2 perfect ringers there. I guess he's wanted to show everybody he could finish strong anyhow, huh?
And Walter Ray will finish up here and move on closer to perhaps another world championship. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it's on the stake, even better. Walter Ray Williams has disposed of his brother Nathan, and now will move on closer perhaps to another world championship. I think it can't be overemphasized that this is a family sport deluxe, and so many of these pitchers began in the